What's going on, everybody? This is episode 738 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And I'm at a loss, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. This press conference, I listened to it from front to back, and I've got nothing out of this press conference. I don't know what this team is doing. I don't know where they're going. I'm being honest. I'm a little confused. Because there was not much answers to the questions that was asked. Some of the stuff was, a little bit of clarity when you talk about other players and other quarterbacks that was talked about coming to the Falcons, or, the rumors. I mean, I got that. But as far as the operations of this, I'm really confused. Maybe you can call me a novice. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's fine. Maybe you can enlighten me in the comment section or on X or whatever the case may be, because I have no idea what this team is doing. I'm really at a loss. But we're going to talk about it. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I appreciate everybody who's been listening to the show, checking out the YouTube channel, checking out the channel on Rumble. I really appreciate you guys. Follow me on X or Twitter at VF Baller. The website is firstandframerates.com. You can go check out all that stuff there. CashApp and PayPal links are below if you want to donate and support the show. All right, let's just get straight into it. I get some things, chain of command in most cases. I'm not slow or whatever the case may be on that end. But first and foremost, Terry Fontenot wasn't at the press conference, and I know that rubbed a lot of people along the wrong way. They did give an explanation why he was not there. They say he was at Flowery Branch handling the situation with a lot of other people who possibly not going to be employed with the Atlanta Falcons due to the firing of Coach Arthur Smith. I kind of get that. I get it. But there's a time and place for some of this stuff. And in my opinion, I got to be honest. Arthur Blank probably shouldn't have done this, press conference. If Rich McKay going to be there, him and Terry Fontenot should have been there. They could have done this whole situation with this hiring at another time, or they could have just done, or not the hiring, but the displacement of other personnel because of the coach firing at another time, or they could have done this press conference at a later time. I mean, look, you're only less than 24 hours into what happened. There's not a big deal to rush to the mic and talk about this. Get your house in order first and then go forward. But with Arthur Blank and Rich McKay there and no Terry Fontenot, it just gave off a really bad look, first and foremost, on how things are looking. Maybe it's the right thing to do, but for the perception of the fans, it shows off of a different vibe. Not only that, it shows off a different vibe to the rest of the league. It can show off vibes to head coaches or other coordinators or other players that may want to come here. Because it looks like Terry Fontenot does not have much of a say. We saw the tweet about the input thing that I talked about on a video on YouTube. It just says they said he just has input. But they talked about this over and over again, saying that, he's important, he's going to have a big say in it. He had a big say in Coach Arthur Smith hiring and all this stuff. I'm not saying that it's true or not. I don't know what to believe. I just don't, because I'm walking away from this like, what the world is going on here? Rich McKay's been here since 2002 or 2003. I don't know how long he's been here, but I know it's been over 20 years. But it seemed like that format of what they got going on with Blank, McKay, and everything else under them, it just seemed like it's starting to run its course. And it seemed like it's not going to get any better. You had your shot where you went to the Super Bowl. You were 3/4 away of winning. And it seemed like they're probably in a rush to try to capture that again. And it's one of the reasons why Coach Arthur Smith probably was fired so quickly, because usually 3 7-10 seasons, you kind of get, a little bit another season. I guess because it was so abysmal, that's why they got rid of him. But 7-10, 7-10, 7-10, I've seen coaches with worse records get longer tenures. But that's neither here nor there. I really feel that this front office, as well-intentioned that they are, I think they just have no idea what they're doing. Maybe they know what they're doing, but it's whatever they're doing is just not working. It's not. You don't have the GM, like even with Thomas Dimitroff, they kind of said that this was the format they've been doing the entire time. Yeah, you had some good seasons, the Mike Smith era. Dan Quinn went to Super Bowl, but you really think about it, this is two winning seasons out of 11 years or something like that. I think there's at some point you're probably going to have to look at the situation and be like, all right, we may need a different set of eyes on this. We may need a different vision, because what they're doing, like I said, well-intentioned. I don't think they mean no harm. I just think Arthur Blank may need to separate himself from Rich McKay at this point, find somebody else in there. And I don't think I don't think it'll happen. I think these are the two guys that you're seeing right here on my screen. This is going to run the show until the team is sold completely. It's just what it is. And it's really a force. You're really seeing the foresight. You're seeing ahead on what this team is going to be down the road. And to me, I'm looking at not even worrying about if there's a coach involved. Even if there's a coach that they pick up, you kind of see where it's going to be, because these guys here have a format that I'm not saying is set up to fail. I think it's a format that worked just enough to be mediocre. I firmly believe that Terry Fontenot should be leading this. Terry Fontenot should be leading to get the coach that he wants. I wonder if Terry Fontenot was the guy to get Ryan Nielsen here. That is the defensive coordinator, right? I wonder if that's the case, because nobody wants to take accountability of anything. They throw Coach Arthur Smith under the bus, with the softest throw. They basically place him under the bus. They don't throw. I mean, they say that he was the issue of everything, but I'm starting to wonder, is that really the case? Yeah, the play calling, you can firmly put that on him. And I think the play calling probably destroyed anything you had of Desmond Ridder, because I don't think Desmond Ridder was a bad quarterback. I think he's just not the guy we thought we were. And with Coach Arthur Smith play calling and this scheme just made it worse. So I think these guys are just whiffing on coaches. And I really do wish that Dan Quinn would have fixed some things early. If he would have fixed some things early, we probably would have continued to have him as a coach, but it just got so bad so fast after the Super Bowl collapse, you almost had to let him go. Mike Smith, I've heard stories now about Mike Smith that his health was probably on the line. That's the reason why he had to go. It's really disheartening when you really start to pay attention to this, because I've never seen all the press conferences I've never seen anything like this, where you walk away with this like, all right, something is not right in the front office at this point. Something's not right. Too many questions are being asked. Nobody knows what's going on with Ridder. Nobody don't want to take responsibility of the Ridder situation. The front office say it's on the coaches and GM. They don't know anything about the Lamar Jackson. One person don't know nothing about the Lamar Jackson situation. Other person saying what we all thought. The Deshaun Watson situation, that nobody knows anything about that. Matt Ryan, it's just so much that the front office is like, hey, we're hands off, but we're going to be hands on with this. Like, no, if you're going to be hands off on that stuff, you need to be hands off on the coaching decision as well. Because Rich McKay, they claim that Terry Fontenot was a part of this deal with bringing Arthur Smith in, which is hard for me to believe that, because Coach Arthur Smith was hired beforehand. But nevertheless, they say that he was involved with that. The Dan Quinn situation, Thomas Dimitroff, Mike Smith, all this falls back on the front office. And I'm not talking about GM front office. I'm talking about these guys' front office. I don't think Arthur Blank really knows everything that's going on or how everything should run. He needs football eyes on the situation. And his eye is Rich McKay. I think Rich McKay is absolutely becoming the problem if you haven't already. Like I said, I haven't really talked about him. I haven't dug that deep into the organization. I look at what the play is on the field and basically line it up with what the coach and the GM mostly do together. I try to keep it within that realm. The front office is basically hands off. I would think that, but it seems like this front office is a little bit more hands on in the wrong way. I think they're more hands on where they're dibbling and dabbling in certain aspects that the GM should be doing. I don't think this should be as collective as they're making it out to be. I think Rich McKay and Arthur Blank need to fall back. Let Terry Fontenot do his thing. Terry Fontenot should have been at this press conference. And it's really bad that you're looking at the reason why the Falcons are the way they are. You're seeing this. I'm not even getting into the coaching, who should be the coach at this point. I'm not even going to get into that yet. Or at this point. I ain't going to say yet, but at this point. Because I got two people I thought that I think should be coach, Flores and Harbaugh. And there's a lot of people going out and talk about Todd Monken now, which I'm not against. But it's just, now I'm looking at it like, I don't even think these guys are even on the same stratosphere as the fans, which should they be? I mean, they're the experts, right? But it just seems like they don't know. I ain't going to say they don't know. I think what they know is just not lining up with what this team needs. And I think at the end of the day, I think that's the real problem. It's really unfortunate, but it just seems like that's what we're dealing with right now. You know, I don't know what to think about that. It's just really, it's just disappointing at the end of the day. You know, it really is. So I'm gonna get up out of here on that note. I just don't know what to think. If y'all got any questions, answers, or whatever the case, maybe let me know, because I don't know what this front office is doing at this point. I am really baffled. I really am. I'm lost. If you like this comment, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. What did you get out of the press conference? I don't know. I didn't get much of anything. I really didn't. I'm lost. I really am. Nobody has answers to the questions that was asked. Nobody has solutions to what's going on. I think McKay and Blank, they have good intentions, but I think their philosophy is just not working. I just think so. I think Terry Fontenot needs to be in the forefront of this, and whatever they have to say about it, they should at least, advise him or just let him do his job. Because it just seems like it's not happening. It just seems really weird. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Google Podcasts is going to be changing very soon. I can be found on X or Twitter at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframerace.com. I'm going to get up out of here. I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all take it easy. And, if y'all want to donate, CashApp, PayPal, links are below. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.